So last week while I was vetting few of the agreements, I realized that very often we tend to put in some clauses as if they are the mandatory clause that has to be put in all the agreements and the contracts that we draft. In fact, if we simply Google it out, we see that there are certain clauses that is there in all the agreements, and we just simply see the language and see that what fits in where and put it in the contract. My experience with the contract says that this is not the right approach. To treat any contract in such way is not going to serve the purpose that you want to be served. You have to understand that the contract is something which is very dynamic. Contract is something which is a very organic document. You have to understand that what's the purpose of the contract in the first place. The purpose of the contract is what? To mitigate the risk for your client. And so you have to approach the whole document, the drafting of the contract, in that way. Now you will say probably that there are certain clauses that cannot be cannot be ignored, like, so to speak, the indemnity clause. If you're drafting a contract for someone, the other party would like the indemnity clause to be added in the contract no matter what, otherwise they're not going to sign. Now here what you have to do, you have to act a little smartly. If there are certain clauses which maybe is not beneficial for your client, but it has to be added in the contract, what you can do, while sending the draft template, why are you writing everything in that draft template itself? Do not write everything in the draft template, the first template that you are going to give to the other party. Now what will they do? Suppose we are taking the example of the indemnity clause. They are going to come up to you and pester on the fact that you have to add in the indemnity clause. Now here you get in a position where you can negotiate the terms of the indemnity clause and try and dilute it in a way so that things can get in the favor of your client. My only opinion is that if you have to add in something that you cannot say no to, why to include it in the first go itself?